Welcome to practice. My name is Laura, and if you have a balance ball today, go ahead and grab that, bring that into your space. The other props I have nearby are blocks, a blanket, bolster, and a yoga strap. So if you are using a ball today, and if you're not, that's perfectly okay. If you're using a ball today, we'll go ahead and bring it onto the mat. They do tend to be a little noisy. You can always do this standing or sitting if you prefer, or a ball is not available. So just take a few moments to find our starting position, be it standing, sitting on the ball, or the ground. And connecting with the breath. You may wish to keep the eyes open if you're on the ball for balance reasons. And just let your focus perhaps become a little fuzzy down towards the tip of the nose. And starting to observe the breath. We may be feeling the expansion, the movement of the ribs with the inhale, and perhaps just sighing out anything you need to let go of. And you might continue with that or come into a closed mouth style of breath and find a little side to side movement. Just rolling, or if you're standing, swaying the hips a little bit side to side. And then let's carefully come back to center. Now, if you're on the ball, just be very careful with this, especially if this is newer to you. Roll the hips back and let the hips roll forward. So we don't want to go so far back that we feel like we're going to roll off the ball. Shifting forward, shifting back. Now, when we come forward, there's a curling of the sits bones forward towards the knee pits, like you might experience with a cat pose, seated or on your knees. And then consider turning these into circles. So we'll go to one side, hips back, the second side, and this is usually where it starts to get a little noisy with the ball. And reverse, circling in that second direction. Now we'll take a moment and find a place where you feel more balanced, maybe sliding the feet in, wobbling to center, and you could let this be a little bit of a wobble, like a spiral is occurring up through the neck, crown of the head getting a little lighter, a little taller and longer. And we may bend both elbows and slide the hands behind the head, thumbs scooping at the base of the skull, tipping the head back. And very gently coming forward, lift, fan the toes, and let's repeat, tipping, head back. And we'll make our way back up. Perhaps we're stepping the feet a little further forward. This can all depend on the height of your ball too. Spinning palms to face forward, fan the toes. Let the arms rise, rotating, twisting to your right side. Let's inhale, come back through center, and exhale, rotating, twisting, second side. And let's inhale, move back through center, thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. Weaving the fingers together, pressing the hands forward as we roll the hips back. Slide the knuckles towards the chest. So just going back and forth, mindful of the balance. And then next time we come back, perhaps we rock back on the heels. We'll roll forward, elevating the arms, pressing up through the heel of one hand, tipping the crown of the head to the opposite side, and swapping. And we might just find a little wiggle up through center. Let the hands come down to the hips. Full breaths. We're opening across the front of the chest. Letting body sigh. We may slide the knuckles towards one another behind the back. Shoulder blades may feel like they're moving closer together. And if the chin is jutting forward, I'm exaggerating it. Slide the throat back. Consider weaving fingers together. You can also hold a towel or a strap. and extending the arms, reaching the arms back. Finding a little rotation to the right. It does not have to be much. Find center, consider rebending elbows. When you are ready, re-extending and finding that little rotation to the second side. Let's bring it back to center, rocking forward, back, perhaps just side to side or moving back into full figure eights really. And then go the other way, moving in that second direction. So if you're feeling comfortable with the ball, consider coming to sit on the mat with the ball behind your back. You might just hold it there and tip back a little bit. We may weave the fingers together behind the head and perhaps feet in more of a squat position like they were on the ball. We may drape back over the ball. So you can stick to that variation. We might go a little further. So we might scoot our hips further forward, and you may just have to play with your spacing depending on how inflated or deflated your ball is and your height. We may press into the feet, let the hips rise, tipping back, rolling back. Maybe the legs are fully extended. We could hold, but maybe that's not quite the right spacing. So we might make a little adjustment and revisit. Tipping back, rolling back. We may rock on the heels, pointing and flexing the feet. Mindful of the balance, it is a balance ball. And then gradually rolling forward. And as we rise up, create a little rotation to one side. Full breath. Let's repeat rolling back. And you are welcome to linger. You are welcome to rock the ankles. And then rolling forward and finding that little rotation, that thoracic upper back rotation to your second side. And if you would like to, one more time, pressing back through center. And then eventually rolling back down. Take your time. Support the head, support the neck. Hands might come to the floor and gradually roll up. And we'll put the block, it's not a block, it's a ball. We'll put the ball off to the side. So find your knee padding, knee cushion, if you would like to use some. And maybe open it up across the mat. And we can come to hands and knees, or perhaps we come to blocks and knees. We might have long arms with the blocks. And just take a moment to point the feet and feel cat pose in this position. We might give a little wobble rock back, hips moving towards the heels. Perhaps we slide the hands forward. Hands again could be on blocks. The brow might come down to a block or the ground. We'll slowly rise on up, dipping the back into cow and perhaps sway the hips to the right, chin to the right. Moving back towards center, neutral center. And we'll give the hips just a little sway side to side. Dipping into cow, sway the hips left, chin left. We'll move back to center. Just find that little sway from a more neutral spine position, not necessarily your deepest cow. So feel free to elevate or lower the hands. And let's slide right foot back, pitching back, pushing back through that heel. Just find a little rock forward, a little rock back. And consider swinging the heel to the left. Your left foot, left shin will also swing left. And we'll move back towards center, rocking forward, rocking back, and we may repeat. And perhaps we keep that left hand down and bring the right hand up to the hip, the head maybe all the way up in the air. We may sweep that arm up alongside the ear, perhaps bending the elbow. And then cycling the hand back down to the ground. releasing back to a child's pose that is comfortable for you. If you'd like to grab the bolster or use a block for the brow, please do. If the brow is supported, we may find a small yes nod. It may turn into small circles, inviting the release of tension from the brow. Reverse the circles. And we may very gently roll from center towards one ear, back to center, towards the other ear. Let yourself release tension. So when you feel ready, we'll come back up to hands and knees. I'm gonna spin around, don't feel like you have to do that. So second leg reaching back, so that may be the left foot. Having those lower leg muscles, maybe a little shift forward and back. Maybe we're not keeping this leg straight. There might be a different conversation on this side. Just take your time. We may release down, sway the hips, and when you're ready, repeat it. Maybe we're reaching back and holding. We'll swing right shin right, left heel right, and move back towards center. And when you're ready, repeat it. Again, the side might be different. Take your time. We may elevate the arm. We may take that top arm overhead and perhaps bending the elbow, bringing the hand towards the back of the head or towards maybe the mid back. We may even tip back, lean back a little bit. And releasing down, returning to hands and knees. And then sitting back and choosing the child's pose of your choice. So maybe we are extending arms fully forward. We may creep the fingers a little further forward. And sliding hands back in, pressing down into the hands as we rise up. Finding blocks for hands. And let's reach right foot back. Right foot extending back, let the leg rise. Inviting the knee to the nose so back is rounding. Inhale, extending. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, extending. We'll draw the knee in towards the chest, navigating that right foot forward between the hands. Perhaps we lower the blocks or spin the blocks higher still. How's the back knee doing? We may need more padding under the back knee. We might climb the hands up that front thigh, tipping back, leaning back. What's happening with the weight in that front foot? So are we tipping in, little toe side of the feet getting very light? I'm super exaggerating it. Maybe toes are turning out. Can we find a place where we're bringing the sole of the foot down to the ground, tipping back, leaning back, and perhaps the arms reach high? We may grab that left wrist, find a little more lift. We may rotate towards the right, making our way back towards center. Inviting the hands down on blocks is usually the most fun, especially if this is newer for you. We might peel the heel up on the blocks. You can see heel is lifted, but we might also lift the foot. So we may be lifting the foot and kind of stirring with that lower leg, and then navigate right leg back. So set yourself up for our extended leg cat-cows on that second side. So we're reaching left leg back, and the leg may rise. Drawing knee to nose, back is rounding. Inhale, extending. Take your time, just move with your breath at your own rhythm, your own pace, what feels good in your body. And then eventually stepping that foot forward between the hands. Now we may adjust the blocks higher, lower. Maybe hands find the thigh, tipping back, leaning back. So getting into the front of that right thigh, checking in with the foot. So again, making sure we're not tipping. Again, that's an exaggeration. And we may take one or both arms overhead. We may grab that right wrist, tuck the ribs. We might find just a little bit of rotation towards that left knee. Let's bring it back to center and let the hands come down. So hands may be on blocks, and we may peel the heel up. We may lift the whole foot, and it is easier if you take the blocks to the tallest setting. So we might be hovering the foot, stirring both directions, navigating knee back, sit on back, Your choice, child's pose, or perhaps we are lifting into down dog. So you might be sliding hands forward, tucking toes, lifting hips, and pedaling through the feet. Perhaps swaying, nodding the head a little bit, side to side. And let's take a walk. Gradually bringing the feet up to the hands. Head is heavy, neck is long. Hands could be on blocks, the chair, or the ball. Nodding, circle, nodding the head, breathing across that whole back body. The backs of the legs might really be feeling it. Put as much bend as you like in the knees. Let's take a moment to rise part way up. Rocking back on the heels, toes fan, shift forward, heels rise. Rocking back, rocking forward. Land the heels, put bend in the knees. Take your time. If you're feeling lightheaded at all, keep the arms low. We may sink the hips. We may circle arms up and overhead. Thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. So from the top to short edge of your mat, if you like that knee pad, maybe you'll want it on the left side of your mat or just very nearby. So let's spin palms to face forward, invite the arms up and overhead, and exhale, forward fold. Reaching left leg back, so we're in perhaps a higher lunge position, but of course put that knee down at any point. Maybe just little shifts forward, little shifts back. Full breath. Perhaps the back knee finds the ground while we widen left hand out to the left. Heel toe, right foot more right. And we may sink in. You can certainly keep it higher, and we may just take right arm high. Back knee rising, back knee rising. So we may have that back knee down. We may decide to release left forearm to the ground or onto a block, and perhaps letting that knee move a little further forward, front knee, right knee. Still finding twists, finding some twist over towards the right. And we'll gradually rise up. Back toes tucked or pointed, whichever your knee and toes prefer. Sliding, scooching, right foot forward. Rocking back on the heel. Let the chest rise. Rolling hips back. Sliding the foot in. Let's move the hands forward. Tuck the back toes, back knee rises. Step in, left foot forward. And exhale, tipping in, pouring in. So we may rise halfway up, walk the hands over to the right. Side bending right, put as much bend in the knees as you like. Bringing the hands back to center, reaching back second side. So maybe the knee pad needs to scooch a little more to the right leg, reaching back now. We may just be saying hello in this higher lunge position, little shifts forward, little shifts back. It's been a cold weekend. Take your time, maybe there hasn't been a lot of movement. You are welcome to put that back knee down. We might be taking right knee, that's the hand. It's one of those days. Taking the right hand wider to the right and coming into the twist. And maybe we keep the back knee up. Maybe we're going for that lower lunge position. So we may be sinking down. We could stay on the hand, but maybe we stack blocks or release down onto a forearm. Left hand, left knee. Rotating, turning a little bit to the left. And then let yourself unwind. So we're shifting gradually backwards. Heel toe that left foot in as needed. Back toes tucked or pointed. Navigating left foot forward, perhaps rocking back on the heel. We may find our way up higher or lower. Sliding the foot back in. Hands blocks forwards, back knee rising, stepping, back foot forward, tipping it, pouring back into your forward fold. Maybe it's feeling a little friendlier. We might invite more ease through the neck. We might bring our fingers to the back of the neck and give ourselves a little bit of self-massage down the neck to the base of the skull. Fanning the toes, rising halfway up. Walking block hands to the second side. And again, feel free to bend knees as much as you like. We may be working legs a little bit closer to straight. And we'll slowly bring the hands back to center. Bringing hands perhaps to the ground and walking back to the dog. Let's slide on forward towards our high plank position. Let the knees land. Come on down to the belly, supporting the ground. We may turn the heels out. You may prefer to turn your nose to one side. Give the hips a little rock. And walking the elbows in. So we're starting to find a back bend from the belly, rising up. And we may have those little tiny leans, little shifts, right to left, side to side. Let the body sigh. Invite yourself down, perhaps crisscrossing the forearms or just turn your nose tip to one side, sweep the arms back, and let the right leg rise. Give a little wiggle through the right toes, right leg down. Turn the head to the second side, left leg, second leg rising, maybe a little wiggle to the toes. And releasing, resting. Plant the hands, chest rising. We may slide the hands forward, tenting fingers as the chest is rising. Try to keep the neck in a more neutral position. And then releasing back down. We may weave the hands together behind the head and perhaps pressing the head into the hands. Sweep the arms out, turn the head to one side, take a little rest, give a little rock to the hips, let the knees bend, and drop the toes out wide. So right to the right, left to the left. Cross the lower legs, so you're making an X with the lower legs. Take the toes out, reverse the cross. Crossing second direction, give a little wiggle to the toes. Release the feet back to the ground, chest rising. Rolling back, pressing back, child's pose. Let's slide the hands in. You might choose just to come up to a kneeling seat. You might prefer to come into dog, listen to your knees. We may grab our blocks for our hands. Taking blocks forward, stepping right foot forward, slide the foot back so we can stand into the right foot. Left leg follows. So let's just reverse. If you brought it up from the kneeling seat, reverse. Bring left foot forward, press down, step right foot forward. So we'll stay standing. Dipping down into your forward fold. Take a moment, sink the hips, bend the knees. Perhaps forearms on the thighs, the hips may sink lower. Keep the arms low if you're feeling lightheaded. We'll bring the arms perhaps up and overhead, thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. So if you're at the top short edge of the mat, let's step out, wide stance. And we'll just play with that balance, little shifts forward, little shifts back. Pivot right toes towards the short edge of the mat, inviting the lunge into the knee, and re-extending. Stay connected with the breath. How's the knee, the ankle, the hip? So we may bring ourselves down, heel toe, back leg perhaps further back. Hands could stay power person position on the hips. Lift and release toes. We may open both arms for a warrior two. Maybe movement in fingers. Bringing right forearm to the thigh, top bar perhaps alongside the ear. So please take all the time you like. We may cycle that top hand down to the ground, peel the back heel up, and reach the front arm. That maybe your right arm up in the air. So we're finding our way back into a twist. Take a moment, let the hands come down, navigating back, stepping back to down face dog. You're welcome to come to child's pose. We may split the difference. Walk the feet a little forward and the hands a little back. We may slide the hands under the feet. Just a possibility. Perhaps we're just encircling big toes, first two fingers and a thumb. Let's slide the hands out, put bend back in the knees, forearms to thighs, let the hips sink. Take your time. Optionally sweep the arms up as we come to stand. Thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. So let's go wide. Left toes turning towards the short edge of the mat. Lunging into that front knee. And extending. We don't have to come into it right away. So we'll find our spot and maybe hands stay on the hips. We may take both arms wide. Perhaps we're turning chin over to the left. So what's happening with the knees? The knee caving in. Can we, let's say, comfortably, calmly roll it back? Perhaps we're bringing left forearm to the thigh, right arm up and overhead. And cycling that top hand down to the ground so the back heel rolls up. We may need to heel toe, that front foot wider. Reaching what now? Maybe your left arm up in the air, back into a twist. Cycling that top hand overhead, plant the hand, stepping up, finding your way back into dog. Take your time. Maybe finding some spirals through the neck. Splitting the difference, walk the feet part way forward, hands part way back, tipping in. We may find a little sway of the hips side to side. Let's go bend in the knees, forearms back to thighs, let the hips sink, hips dropping, take your time. We'll slowly rise up to stand, shifting out. So let's find the wall and navigate one foot back. Take the toes back, stretching into the toes. Please feel free to grab the foot, crown of the head high. We may take wall arm up in the air. Releasing foot, shift it out. Second foot back, toes back, crown of the head high. We may grab hold of the foot. We may take wall hand up in the air. And releasing back down. We'll come back to the mat going for a wider stance. Big toes turn in moderately. And we may play with that balance. Little shift forward, little shift back. Chest rising. Tipping and rolling down. Maybe hands are coming onto the balance ball or blocks. Please feel free to bend the knees as much as you need to. Settling into this wide-legged forward fold. And we may tip the hips. Say you're going to the left, leaning the hips to the left and a little bit back. Find center, and we may sway the hips to the second side and a little bit back on that side. And we may just go back and forth. We may just hold still. There may be plenty going on. So we'll slowly think about rising part way up. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, feet in. Let's put bend back in the knees and invite the arms high. Thumbs to brow, thumbs to heart. So from standing, we'll come to the short edge of the mat, and you may want your blocks with you up at the top, short edge of the mat. Right foot forward, left leg stepping, back leg. So let's lunge, bend into that front knee. Now the back heel, it's the left heel is pivoting a little bit to the right. We're just tipping in. Now maybe we curl the tailbone a little tiny bit forward. Maybe it might turn a bit more than you want in that left thigh. The arms might rise. Bending the elbows, letting the hands come down, finding the blocks if you're using them, and extending that front leg closer to straight. Drawing up on the knee, drawing up on the front of the thighs. And let's think about how we might want to switch sides. Maybe it is stepping the left foot forward. Perhaps you're comfortable sliding or stepping right foot back, left foot forward, navigating, wiggling that right foot back. And we'll climb our way back up. So that back heel, right heel may be pivoting towards the left. Trying to root down through the back heel, little toe side of the foot. And then perhaps we're thinking about moving that right cheek or tailbone, however it helps you to think about it, just a smidge forward. It may turn up the intensity of the stretch in front of that right thigh. Option to raise the arms. Stay mindful of how the neck is feeling. When you're ready, letting the hands come down and perhaps slide left foot back, tipping into your forward fold. Maybe there's a little sway of the head, right side, left side. This time, let's do bend the knees, stepping right foot forward. Take your time to rise part way up. Let yourself sigh. Put bend in the knees, maybe just a little tiny bit of movement. How are those knees feeling? Little movement, maybe circles, making sure the knees are feeling lubricated. And perhaps we root to rise. Thumbs to forehead, thumbs to heart. Now, we're going to try perhaps a one-legged balance, and you're welcome to come onto your back and do this on your back if you would prefer. So we may fix our gaze on something that won't move. Drop the weight down through the left foot, toes fanning, peeling right heel up. So we might give that leg a boost. Hold on to the knee. Get a lot of layers on like I do. It might be easier to hold the under layer. Crown of the head moving high, hugging standing thigh back. And then perhaps we start to rotate, turn, and twist to the right. We might even cycle that right arm back like we did in our lunge position. Let's move back to center and open right knee out to the right. If it's helpful, extend the left arm. Maybe you're holding a wall or just a pretend wall, could be helpful. We'll move back to center. Feel free to reach out through the leg. Let the foot come down. Take a walk if you like. We'll do a little walking in a moment. So after we do that second side, so we'll root down through right foot, toes bending, heel rising. Find breath. We're not holding the breath. We're not clenching the jaw. We can keep the leg right there. We can keep heel up, toes down. Maybe we're starting to invite that knee up, finding a place where we can hold the knee, crown of the head high, right thigh hugging back. How's the breath? How's the balance? We might drop it and we can come back to it. And take your time. Every day is different. And if and when you're ready, we may try out the twist, twist left, maybe even cycling left arm back. Unwinding and inviting, and maybe we take a little rest. It might just be me with the balance on this side. Put the foot down. When you're ready, we're letting that knee open out to the side. Extend the arm if it helps with balance. And we will waver. So we'll bring it back to center, reaching out, extend out through the leg, rebend, release, shift it out, take a little walk. And maybe as you're walking the mat, just clear the mat of any props that you might trip on. So we'll take a walk, stepping forward with one foot and then the other. Now land your standing foot. The back foot, we're peeling the toes up like we may have done at the wall. And we're stepping that foot into tree on our walk. It can stay a low tree. Maybe it's a higher tree. We may open the arms, but then we're stepping the other foot forward and bringing the other foot up into tree. Now, if you're running into a wall like I am, just release it, turn around. So we'll repeat. Try to do each side one more time. So step a foot forward, whichever toes are in the back. That is the rising leg, and the foot can stay quite low. The arms might go out to a T, they may go overhead. We'll roll the knee forward, step the foot forward, that's our rooting foot. Second leg rising. Take your time. Roll the knee forward, reaching out, and just complete your walk. So we may just take a little more walking, stepping forward, stepping back. We're thinking about coming down to the floor, so your temperature will likely drop. Now might be the time to grab any extra clothing if your temperature elevated. Also grab your balance ball if you have one, and just have it within rolling distance to yourself. So we'll bring ourselves down onto back body when you are ready. And if you don't have a ball, just grab a block. You might want a little more insulation on the floor, maybe spreading out a blanket. Let yourself land on back body. Full deep inhale. Sighing exhale. Rocking right thigh into the chest. Raising that right leg up in the air, pushing up through the heel. Rebending, releasing, let the foot come down, rocking left leg into the chest. And maybe the low back, the sacrum wants a little more rocking. It may feel really nice to spend just a bit more time here. Reach that left leg up and consider pushing up through the heel. What's happening with the hips? Notice maybe if that left butt cheek and the tailbone are curling off the ground. See if you can roll them back down for now. Rebending, releasing, heel toe, feet wide, knees tipping in. Arms may open out towards a T position. We may bring movement into fingers, movement into toes. Heel, toe, feet in. And invite both knees to fall out, right to the right, left to the left. You may want to slide blocks underneath each thigh or knee. Resting in bound angle position. This won't be the longest hold. Heel, toe, feet wide, roll the knees up and in. So we may bring elbows to the ground right alongside the ribs, palms facing in, step the feet to about hips distance, fan the toes, and let the hips just rise up. And gradually releasing down, rolling down. So if you have a block nearby, you might grab the block and just put it between the upper inner thighs. Elbows bent alongside the ribs, fan the toes, hips rising. And gradually releasing hips down. So you can keep working with the block. If you have a balance ball that is easy to roll towards yourself, go ahead and grab that and bring one lower leg onto the ball. So keep, say, the left foot where it is, and let that right lower leg come onto the ball. If you're using the block, hold the block between the upper inner thighs instead. Don't do both. Elbows down, let the hips rise. So we may be extending the leg that is on the ball. Maybe a little movement through the floating toes. And gradually releasing down. Let yourself breathe. Bringing second leg to drape over the ball. So we're bringing the second foot back down to the ground, and there's no hurry. Feel the fullness of the breath within. Wow. When you are ready, perhaps pressing down into the right foot, if that's the grounded foot, hips rise. Maybe a little bit of movement through floating toes. And gradually releasing hips down. Take your time to breathe. So if that is fun for you, and it's not going into your neck, we may bring both legs up onto the ball. And you can stay there. You don't have to do anything else. You could just elevate the legs. Giving gravity a little assist. The blood return to the heart. Full breath in body. But maybe you decide, it's kind of fun to press down and extend the legs and let the hips float up in the air. Maybe a little wiggle through the toes. And slowly come on down. And we may just find a little rock, a little roll, side to side. Rolling knees to one side and then the other. It doesn't have to be your deepest twist. Just a little rock and roll. You've been doing a lot of sitting, a lot of static positions. It can be nice to find that movement. And then eventually just roll perhaps the ball away. Watch out for your water and anyone nearby. Now, just in case that did go into your neck, grab your block and probably on the lowest setting, if you have a ponytail hair bundle in, you may need to slide it out of the way so that you can bring the base of your skull right onto the edge of the block. So just take a moment and let the chin tuck in towards the chest. So it feels like a very silly double chin. And we might just stay still. We might find a micro yes nod. We may draw the tiniest circles with the tip of the nose. We may turn the nose a little to one side, so you're choosing right or left, and perhaps exploring the yes nods, the no nods, the circles. So that edge of the block is right up at the base of the skull, that area that is often when you go to get a haircut on the sink, the basin. We tend to have quite a bit of tension in that area. And maybe you've been doing snow shoveling. It's kind of one-sided, your dominant side. So we might be feeling it right up one side more than the other. And let's turn the head to the second side when you're ready. And just take your time, just kind of rocking, looking for the spot for now. And if the spot is too intense, find another location a little further away. And just take a few more moments exploring that. If you need to bring your hands to the block to keep it steady, go ahead. And then sliding the block out from under the head. Let the head rest. And hopefully we have this nice space between the neck and the ground. Take a few moments to breathe in any way that feels right for you. The arms may open towards a T or a cactus. Let the knees tip towards one side. If we're bending elbows, we might even grab hold of the opposite wrist. The knees went right, the chin may go right. Let the eyes rest. Let your body rest. If you're holding a wrist, swap the grip as you bring the knees to center, tipping the knees to your second side. And the chin may follow the fall of the knees. And we'll let go of a little more gripping, perhaps through the shoulders. And we take a little deeper, fuller inhalation. Taking your time to find your way back to center. And from center, we may find that swaying of the knees, a little like we did on the ball. And we can keep the feet low. We may rock the knees into the chest, rocking side to side. We may have hands on the knees, tipping, rocking side to side. We might create a little push-pull motion as we rock side to side. So one knee goes forward as we pull the other in. And then turning this into frog circles. So you're taking your knees wide, and you can do this without the hands too. Pull the knees together and then into the chest. And reversing. Go the other way. And let's take a moment and just kind of gauging the sensitivity of the back of your lower legs. You might prefer just to palpate with your fingers the back of one lower leg, holding it up in the air. We might check in with both in that manner, and maybe the conversation goes in such a way that you're not feeling too sensitive. And if that's the case, you might take the top of your foot and do a little knocking at the back of the lower leg, or even take your toes, do a little bit of knocking, and perhaps swapping legs, top of the foot. I find the toes, to me, feel a little more intense than just the top of the foot. So maybe start with top of the foot and then try the toes if you like, just a little percussive knocking on the lower legs. Let the feet land. Let yourself rest. Consider raising the right arm, sway the hips left, rolling to rest, curled up in a ball on right side body. Breathing into the belly. Letting anything you need to send back to be composted, letting it just pour down from the top side to the bottom side, down into the ground, down into the earth. And we'll press the top hand into the ground, pinwheel the legs, and rise up to a seat. So just take a moment to find a comfortable for now seat. Let the eyes rest. Noticing where you detect the breath in the body. And notice your temperature. Are you a little chilly? Now might be a good time for socks. It might be a good time to grab a blanket. And consider taking the short edge of your mat over to a wall. So we might be spinning short edge of the mat right up to the wall. Once we find our way there, if you happen to have two blankets, perfect. Maybe you've got a blanket and a cushion. You could fold the blanket up so it's in the shoulder stand fold, kind of a triangle. But let me show you another option for added insulation here. So we might open up a blanket, and this blanket will be draped over your legs. So you got some insulation at the wall. So let's bring ourselves down. If the hamstrings are tighter, scooch further away. The hamstrings are feeling pretty open now. Get pretty close to the wall. Pivot down onto back body. And bend the knees with feet right on the wall. So find a place where you can press the soles of the feet into the wall, just enough to lift the hips, and slide your pillow or your shoulder stand folded blanket under the hips. And we may grab another blanket, or maybe you have socks. But the blanket can be nice, the draping, to try it out. So letting the legs come up the wall. The arms may go wide if the floor has sufficient insulation. You might prefer to keep the hands tucked under the blanket or onto the belly. Take a full inhale. Sighing it out, letting it go. And we may give a little wobble rock down at the hips. And we'll think about coming into a breathing technique to help focus our attention. So we might imagine that the inhale begins at the low belly, and we'll be inhaling in thirds. So like filling a glass of water from the bottom to the top, you'll inhale, sipping up low belly, mid belly, chest, and exhaling down in stages like you're putting your thumb over the front of the hose. So you're exhaling down chest, mid belly, low belly. So give it a try at your own pace. 3 sips up, 3 sips down. Now you may find that your exhalation comfortably wants to be longer than 3 sips or 3 breaks. And if that is the case, let it be. Maybe you're comfortable with 4 or 5 or 6. Letting the exhale, when it is comfortable, become longer than the inhale. Letting the breath smooth out. You might choose to keep the legs up the wall. You might choose to slide the soles of the feet together, letting the knees go wide. And you can certainly continue resting here. You may be sliding the feet back up the wall just enough to press into the feet, slide the cushion, the folded blanket out from beneath the hips, re-extending the legs up the wall. Perhaps raising right arm overhead, sliding the feet down the wall, and very carefully tipping to rest on one side. Full deep breathing into the belly. Resting here as long as you like. You might think about rising up and scooting a little away from the wall. It doesn't have to be super far. Just give yourself a little bit of room. Maybe you're taking your blankets with you. And perhaps we're finding our bolster. And we may bring the bolster right down to the ground. You could choose to put the bolster on an incline on your blocks. So we might grab blankets both for warmth and for weight. Make it cozy, make it a nest. We'll tip backwards, supported by the bolster, or maybe it's folded blankets. Make sure the head and neck are supported. Legs could be extended straight or crossed. We may be putting the weight of a cushion or the blanket across the pelvis. Possibly tucking the thumbs, actually the forefingers exclusive of the thumbs, into the armpits. Full inhale, slow, long exhales. We might prefer to rest the backs of the hands on the ground, feeling more opening across the front of the chest. Tuning our awareness to our breath sounds. And perhaps noticing that moment of stillness, silence at the very bottom of the exhale, just before the inhale begins. At the very top of the inhale, just before the exhale begins. And when the mind wanders, as it does, having compassion for yourself, and noticing this inhale, this exhale. And perhaps bringing movement back to fingers, bringing movement to toes, brushing thumbprints across pinky, ring, center, index prints. You may connect the palms, rubbing the hands together and cupping or hovering the hands over closed eyes. Take a deep inhale, letting it go. Rubbing hands together. Placing the hands over the heart, deep inhale. Releasing. Rubbing hands together, placing them over the belly, deep inhale. Letting it go. If you're on a high enough incline, perhaps pressing into the bolster to return to a seat, or maybe rolling to rest on one side on the ground before returning to a seat. Taking a few moments just to sit with the body's shifts. We may slide a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart, sealing our practice with vibrational sound. You are welcome to join me with the sound Om or sing any sound that vibrates for you. Deep inhale. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this practice.